Hi, I'm Hannah. I'm here today on behalf of the Digital Youth Academy. I'm a Born Digital youth and I'm here to interview Theo Paphitis, the chairman of Ryman, about his use of social media. Theo, I'm so thrilled to meet you. Thank you so much for giving up your time to talk to the Digital Youth Academy. Do you remember the first time you did a tweet?
I'm not sure I do, because it was one of those things. I got onto Twitter. I was reluctant Twitter.
Yeah.
Because Duncan Bannatyne just sit there and then tweeting non-stop, and we hated him for it.
Yeah.
And he irritated us. So we all thought, we're never going to tweet, never going to tweet. And the tall fella started tweeting. And it wasn't until we went on a charity to Skibo Castle and had a few beers one night that the boys persuaded me to go on Twitter. So I don't actually remember much about it other than the following morning I woke up to about 20,000 followers.
Oh, great.
Exactly.
What did you say?
Good question. I don't remember a word of it, but I did have a lot of help from Duncan and Peter on it. So that's what really kicked me off, because they'd become quite prolific tweeters.
I follow your hashtag SPS conversation. How did you think of that idea?
Hashtag SPS is very, very simple. It's something I do personally on Twitter every Sunday night. I ask small businesses to tweet me 140 characters, their small business. And I look through it, and the ones I like, all I do is retweet my favourite 6. The point of it is to give those 6 businesses exposure to my 250,000+ followers. Now, I'm not endorsing those businesses, but what I'm doing is giving them the ability to shine and an ability to leverage my name, the Dragon, and my followers. And if they're clever, they can put press release out to their local papers, local business chosen by Dragon. It's a lot better headline than cat stuck up a tree, which is what normally you get on the local papers. They can get on the local radio station. And it just gives them that exposure that small businesses are desperate for. Now, marketing, advertising can be hugely expensive. For a small business to be able to actually market off your mobile phone, off your computer, and by using me to leverage that to hundreds of thousands of people, is a great, great tool. And social media is now, in my view, making working from home, small businesses, one-man bands, whether it's been the kitchen, the dining room, or the living room, or the back bedroom, it's making them really viable businesses. Because for the first time, they don't need big marketing budgets. They can be clever, and they can use their own energies. We've had about just over 400 SPS winners at the rate of 6 a week, obviously. And they've had huge exposure, whether it be from television, whether it be from newspapers, and it's all born out of me actually picking their little business as one of my favourites.
Do you have someone help with your social media in your various companies?
We have somebody that does the Ryman social media. We have somebody that does the Boo social media. I do my own. So the Theo Paphitis social media is done by Theo Paphitis. And it's from that experience that I realised that my businesses too needed somebody. I can't do it, far too busy. But from having nobody doing a role and a job, all of a sudden I had a social media person for Boo Avenue, my lingerie business, and found great benefits for the business. So I then went on to hire a social media executive for Ryman. And I'm not quite sure how we possibly could have got to the stage we got to in our business without thinking that there were real roles.
What have you learnt by running a community through a hashtag?
It has been absolutely staggering. What I have learned is that people, especially small businesses running from home, the back bedrooms, dining room, the kitchen, it's a very, very lonely world. It reminded me how lonely I was when I started off. And they need a reason to move on when things get difficult. They need that encouragement. And just by letting them know you acknowledge they're there and they're doing a good job, that in itself sometimes can be enough for people not to give up. It grew and grew every week to now where we get several thousand. So it shows that people do want help. They do want that ability to market themselves. I'm not endorsing them. All I'm doing is giving an opportunity to market and stand out.
Yeah.
Now we're shy about saying about our business and marketing ourselves. By making them less shy and encouraging them, it actually allows them to grow their business. And if they want to make nothing of it, that's down to them. Or if they want to work it and leverage my name, leverage the other followers I've got, which is now 250,000 or so, then that's down to them.
Do you feel young, born digital people have something to offer businesses in this economy?
The economy will rely mostly on technology, and we've just seen from the recent budget that the government really want to encourage the UK's ability to expand that market and be world leaders in it.
So do you feel that young people who have been born digital, like I know you have two children, two 16-year-olds, do you think that they have something to offer to businesses in the current economy?
Interestingly enough, when we started going out to recruit social media executives, it was one of those roles that still hasn't quite been defined in the world of employment agencies and personnel departments. So it really was difficult. What we found, of course, is that the minute we went out there, the young digital audience knew exactly what the role was because they were doing it in their normal lives. And it really was instinctive. It was easy for them. And it was easy for them to translate their personal experiences with social media to the corporate world.
Has your global business network widened since Twitter?
The way we communicate with our customer is changing rapidly for all businesses, not just for mine. And certainly Twitter has become, well, the first choice for people complaining, that's for certain. Now you might think that's a negative. That's a big positive, because if I can hear what the problem is quickly, clearly, I can fix it. And if I can fix it, it means I can have really happy customers, which grows my business. The worst thing about business, if someone's got a problem with you, that you don't hear about it, because as sure as eggs is eggs, they'll be telling everybody else. So you want them to tell you first, so you can fix it. And that's what Twitter's been brilliant for that. Some people see it negatively. I see it as a huge positive. And then for us to go back to our customers and tell them about things that we're doing that they might be interested in, so simply, and engage with them, is a massive plus.
Would you encourage businesses to get an apprentice?
It is, in those famous words, a no-brainer. Every business needs and will need social media. I would say it's becoming negligent for any marketing department or any part of business not having somebody fulfilling that role.
Digital Youth Academy is encouraging colleges to put social media on the syllabus. Do you think every young person should have an idea of social media?
I said earlier that when we went out to actually hire people, it was difficult to get the job description of what somebody did as far as social media. And really we structured our requirements around what I did for myself and tried to translate that to the business. Because there was, or is still, as far as I'm aware, no formal training as far as social media on the syllabus of most colleges or universities. Because at the moment, as far as people are concerned, isn't that what you do in your bedroom, tweeting on your phone or sending texts to your friends? Yeah. Well, it is what you do. But imagine if you can do that to hundreds or even millions of people and get your message across, your corporate message, your business message. That's incredibly powerful. What is that worth?